Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Marakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us His truth. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect, 144,000 men pushing the truth in the wholehearted, sincere across the four winds. It's the Akakwab from the JMS Germany camp to the Spirit and Poverty, Bahashem, Yahushai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And this lesson is a quick little lesson. It's going to be on diligence. Okay. This is something that we have to have. Diligence. All right. The ability to be consistently fervent, to be consistently hot, to give your all to something. And one of the things that we have to understand is that this whole world is going to be destroyed. Okay, so with that being said, you got to do what? You got to give diligence unto your calling, unto your lot, okay, unto what you were called to do. And how do you do that? By loving the Lord, but above all, keeping one thing in mind: the fear, the judgment, the punishment, the things that are going to come onto the earth and onto people. And Lord willing, you can save yourself and your family and your beloved ones, if you are diligent, if you put forth that effort, because this world is going to be taken away. All right, so let's get some precepts. This is Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 24. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. All right, and you got to think about that. Okay, we're going to be the elect. The Israelites are going to be, the creme de la creme of the earth. All right, the glory of the earth. All right, and the scriptures say what? The diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. And we're under tributes right now, and we see how it is and see how it feels. Taxes. Paying a quarter, or here in Deutschland, you pay almost 50% of your pay to Esau. And in the kingdom, we're supposed to be the rulers. So who are you going to be in tribute unto? Who are you going to be in subjection unto? Because the elect are going to be rulers and traversers of the universe. They're not going to be tributaries unto anyone. Everybody's going to be tributaries unto them. Okay? This is Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 4. The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. You want a spiritually fat soul. I mean, you want a fat, a spiritually fat spirit. You know what I mean? Fat in the spirit. That means you engorged on righteous things. You know how these big ass Edomites and all these nations that are obese, all right, because they gorge they overgorge on processed foods and sugar and things like that. Well, you should have a spiritually fat spirit, a soul. You should have a fat soul, a fat spirit. And how do you do that? By being diligent. And it says right there, it says what? The soul of the sluggard desireth, all right, and hath nothing, because he desired to do it, but he ain't doing it, because he's a sluggard. He ain't doing it. But the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. He's going to be fed with the righteousness, with the understanding, the wisdom, knowledge, and this understanding of the scriptures. Okay, so you have to push yourself. You have to challenge yourself. The Lord is about a fight. The Lord is about a fight. So, when you're in this truth and when you're in this walk, you have to challenge yourself. You have to push yourself. You have to consistently challenge yourself daily to be better than what you were the day before. Examine thyself daily. Okay? This is Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12 in verse 11. Romans chapter 12 and verse 11. Let me set up here. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. You see? Let me start at verse 10 so you get the context. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. You know, prefer to be around the brothers than the people of this world. You know, showing love to the brothers, showing love to the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect. You know, desire to be around the ones who are suffering and waiting for Yahushua to return. None of the ones who give no damn about your law, statutes, and commandments. You know, be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. You see, so be an example one to another, but also being fervent. Okay, not slothful. And you know how a sloth moves? You know, look up at what a sloth looks like when it's moving through the trees. It's slow as shit. Look like it's sleeping. You know, and we shouldn't be like that. You know, we shouldn't. We should be examples of righteous, diligent men unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You know? Come, let's get Ecclesiasticus. So like Ecclesiasticus chapter 27 and verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. You see? And that's the thing. We don't want our houses overthrown. We want our houses to remain. You want your bloodline and your name and who you are, you know, to be remembered and preserved, as in the days of ancient Egypt, when the Heavenly Father brought all those plagues and had the Passover then. We were then. We were there then. So now we are here now. So how are we going to get that Passover? How are we going to get that salvation? How are we going to get that protection? You know, how are we not going to get our houses overthrown? By being diligent, by being wholehearted, by taking care. If nothing else, take care of this. You know, take care of this truth, take care of this work. If nothing else, you know, and that's how you're gonna, Lord willing, make it. And then you have to have faith. You know, and this work makes that faith confident. You know, and faith makes the work confident, and work makes the faith confident. You know, they feed off of one another. So when you do the works and you know that you were diligent in your works, yeah, you fear and hope that the Heavenly Father protects you, but you know that you've been sincere. You know you can never do enough for the gifts that the Heavenly Father is going to give unto the elect. But I'm not saying that you know you did enough, but you know in your heart that you love the Lord and you really wholeheartedly tried. And that's the thing that you want to have in your mind. That's what you don't want to have to second guess. Did you really give it everything? Did you really commit yourself? That's not the question you want to ask on that day. That's the question you should ask yourself daily right now. Okay? Let's go to Colossians. Colossians chapter 3 verse 23. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Hamashiach. Yahweh Shai. You see? That's who you serve. Okay? So when you do things, do it wholeheartedly. Give it your all. Be diligent. Be consistent. Show your faith through your works. And be an example unto the brotherhood. Yeah, you're going to fail, of course. But don't quit. Don't quit. It's not time to quit. You went too deep. You went too deep to quit, man. This is 2 Peter chapter 1. 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail. You see? You see? All right. So when you study the scriptures, when it comes time to deal with the brethren, when it comes time to deal with doing this work, give it everything. Drop everything else and focus on this. And see the return on what you receive for that by putting this number one. Okay? So Lord willing, this was a quick little lesson and it was edifying. And again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Marika Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect, the 144,000, pushing the truth in wholehearted sincerity. As a matter of fact, hold on, just, you know what? Salakia, because two precepts just popped up to me, Now that I think about it, Hebrews chapter 6. Okay, Hebrews chapter 6. What was it? Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 10. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. You see? And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of the hope unto the end, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them through faith and patience inherit the promises. You see? And this is what's important. We're going to inherit the promises of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. The inheritance of the earth, the galaxies, the nations, rulers, man. Our families in order. No more of the drama. Hey, no more of the suffering that we're going through as a whole, as a nation of people, man. All brothers are suffering in this world, man. Going through fucking afflictions. So it's not just you, But the what does it say? Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 10. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love. He's not going to forget it. Which ye have showed toward his name. You see, you have to show it. You can't just say it. How do you show it? With action. With the work. With commitment. With consistency. With diligence. In that ye have ministered to the saints. And how do you minister to the saints? By doing these videos. By going on the highways and byways. By teaching the younger brothers. By communing with the younger brothers. By speaking with the younger brothers. That's how you minister to the saints. This truth. Breaking it down for anybody to and the saints are who? The children of Israel. We are the saints. The children of Israel are the saints. You see? And do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. So we got to have that endurance, that insurance, that assurance that we're gonna make it. Somebody's gonna make it. Why not try? Why not try? You're on a run. You got hills. You got rain. Then out of nowhere it starts raining, the sun comes out. Then out of nowhere the sun goes away, and then shit is snowing. Then out of snow, then it's beautiful weather. Then you got a big drop. You're going down a hill. Then out of nowhere it turns, it rounds. Then the ground turned rocky. Then the ground turned to sand. You're going to be challenged in this, but you got to persevere through it to get to the end. You know, and Lord willing, you use this trait, this understanding of diligence to be the fuel, the gas, to fuel your ascension in that day to the to those chariots when he says, come up hither. So with that, again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Arakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great wisdom, taught us truth, peace and blessings to the hopefully elect, 144,000 men, pushing the truth in the wholehearted, sincere across the four winds. Until next time, Shalom.